Hey you guys, Yuliya here. So in today's video I will be talking about the American Pillar Arborvitae, the ones that I unboxed in the previous video. And just a side note, the reason I am inside the house is because all of the contractors decided to descend on our neighborhood and start blowing the fall leaves. It's incredibly loud outside, but I promise as soon as they're gone, I'm going to go outside and start planting these. So it took me quite a while to decide on which arborvitae to go with for the woodland garden privacy screen. And when you go to a local nursery, you pretty much will encounter two types of arborvitaes, the emerald green and the green giants. And I'm kind of going to briefly go over the pros and cons of both of them. So let's take emerald green arborvitae. Beautiful plant, gorgeous, luxurious green color, full texture. But they have very slow growing plant, which could be great in a smaller garden situation if you don't need a lot of quick privacy screen. But I do need a quick privacy screen, so that was already a no for me. They require a full sun situation. They will not take shade or part shade. They need as much sun as you can possibly give them. And in my woodland garden, the sun situation is anywhere from 5 to 7 hours of sunlight per day. Also, they do not take snow load really well. And snow loads here in northern New Jersey can get quite epic. We can get from 3 to 4 feet in a 24-hour period. And all of the arborvitaes in the neighborhood, I could see them splitting down, and I have had a couple of arborvitaes just split open and they never come back to normal. Also, if you are in a deer pressure area, they are not good. And when I drive around the neighborhood here, I see emerald green arborvitaes just chewed up from the bottom. They lose their shape, and at that point, you just going to have to cut down those trees. Now the green giants, on the other hand, are deer resistant, and I'm going to put a little footnote in here that no plant is deer resistant. When they are hungry, when they're struggling through the winter, they will eat pretty much anything. But in my own experience, I have never seen deer eat green giant arborvitae, at least not in my neighborhood. Now, green giants are very fast growing privacy screen, which I would love to have in this area, but they're also incredibly large. They can grow up to 10 feet wide and 50 feet tall, and that's just a little too much for my area because it will swallow up so much of the space that I can plant up with a different type of plants and a different variety of plants. Green giants are also more shade tolerant. They can grow in the area with 4 to 5, 6 hours of sunlight and they will be okay. In fact, my neighbors have a green giant hedge, and part of it is under almost complete shade of a sugar maple. But those plants have been doing just fine in the last 7 years. They're not as big as the rest of the hedge, but they're not dead, they're not yellowing, and they're pretty much okay. And this brings me to the American Pillar Arborvitae. They do have this more natural look to them, like the green giant does, and they do grow really fast, up to 2 feet per year, but they have more narrow stature, like the emerald green arborvitae does. Now these eventually will grow to about 20 to 25 feet tall and 3 to 4 feet wide, which is nothing in comparison to 10 feet wide like the green giants do. The American Pillar Arborvitae is also more shade tolerant, but it does require at least 4 hours of sunlight per day. Now, as for the deer resistance, I have seen some conflicting information. Some say that it is deer resistant, some had bad experiences with it. So this plant being Thuja occidentalis, just like the emerald green arborvitae, I cannot guarantee that it's not going to be touched by deer. Now, fortunately, the place where I'm planting it in the woodland garden, it is fenced, so I will not be giving you updates on whether it is touched by deer or not. But if you have American Pillar Arborvitae in your garden and you have deer pressure, just let us know in the comments below what is your experience with it. All right, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and start planting these. I'm not going to amend the soil in any way, just because my soil is really good. I have been working in my soil for almost 15 years, been amending it with organic matter like leaves, manure, compost. and it definitely does make a big difference. Now, these plants will pretty much grow in any soil except heavy clay and soil that holds on too much water. In fact, most of the conifers really do not like to sit in water that much. There are some exceptions, but these are not the ones. Now, the online recommendation is to plant these plants about 3 feet on center. I'm actually going to go a little bit closer because I want a tighter hedge. And planting on center, all it means is from center of the plant to the center of another plant. It's not from pot to pot, it's from center to center. Now you can cut a piece of wood like this for the exact distance you want your plants to be, just to be consistent or make it easier instead of carrying the measuring tape all the time. And I'm planting them about 2 feet from the chain link fence. And the reason is because chain link does get the light through. If you have a solid fence, I would definitely move them a little bit further from the fence because they will not be getting light through, and this portion of the plant may brown and die out eventually. All right, you guys, I planted 6 of them, and I gotta tell you, that coat came off so fast. It is very easy to warm up digging these holes, and most of it is roots and rocks, or as I call it, R&R, but not rest and relax, but roots and rocks. So yeah, pickaxe is in order for sure. And actually, when we dig and install plants for my jobs, the workers usually just start with pickaxes. They don't even bother with the shovels because the soil around here is very rocky and lots of big trees. So I'm just going to continue with the rest of them. All right, let me show you one thing that some people struggle with is planting the plant at the right level. So after you dig a hole and you place your plant in the hole, you can use either a pole like this or maybe a handle of a shovel, and you place it on top of the root ball, and if it's flush with the ground, you did it correctly. Now, some plants do like to be planted a little bit higher, some like to be planted a little bit lower in the hole, but majority of plants like to be planted at the ground level. So this could be your gauge. Now also, I know I may get a question asked about all the roots that I have here. Most of the roots are from the dead Norway maple, so there's no competition with these trees. And also, thuya roots are not aggressive. They're not going to get into your pipes or destroy the foundation of your house. They are very, very well behaved roots, and very well behaved with other plants as well, like perennials and shrubs that I'm going to be planting here later. All right, you guys, I'm all done, and I love these. I can't wait for them to fill in. The only thing left for me is to water them. I am not going to fertilize them this fall or winter because they are in their dormant season now, but I will fertilize them first thing in the spring. But I will keep you updated on their growth rate and the way they look and everything that is happening in this area. And thank you so much, you guys, for watching this video. I hope you learned something new, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Do you like the new trees? I think you do. You have a little dirt on your mouth. Where'd you get that? Were you helping me dig? Were you helping me dig? You're such a good boy. Yeah. Good job, baby.